What's up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood back with another exciting review. Today's review is going to be of this Hasbro Marvel Legends controller Build-A-Figure Wave series, however you like to pronounce it or address it. Blue Marvel. I got this figure from Ross right before Christmas. As you can see, there's a $5.99 sticker on it. It says comparable value $20, which is about right, but Marvel Legends have been going up $2, $3, $5 just for basic figures. So I got this guy for a steal. It's $5.99. If we look on the back, we see other figures in this controller wave. I have this Iron Man. We reviewed that guy last month in the month of January. I also have Madam Hydra, or Viper, however you like to call her. Did not review her. I didn't review her. I just didn't. I just came across that Thor, passed on him. I think I've seen Speedball, passed on him. I think I saw Speedball in Ollie's, actually, so it was a little bit more expensive, I believe. Have not seen this U.S. Agent. I want this U.S. Agent. And then Quake, I feel the same way about Quake as I do about all the figures except for Madam Hydra, who I wanted in U.S. Agent. Since I have the back of this guy's box, let's go over his bio. It says, Adam Brashear has overcome evils large and small as the Blue Marvel, a super adventurer and... losing my voice. Wow. A super adventurer and genius scientist who tackles the universe's most complex problems. I know nothing about this guy. That is the most I've learned. Actually, I knew his name was Adam Brashear because I was doing a little research for Bob's Hollyworld, which is obviously the world in which my action figures live in. But, yeah, on the side of the box, there is a picture of our Blue Marvel in the same outfit he's wearing now. He looks much more approachable in these pictures as opposed to the figure itself, which looks a little angry. There's nothing at the top. Let me hit you with a barcode. There you go. And this figure was released, I want to say in 2023, but maybe it was 2022. We're about to find out. 2022 Hasbro. So yeah, I have no desire to build a controller. If I get the figures, maybe I'll build them. Maybe I'll sell the Build-A-Figure pieces before then. We'll see. I'm going to bust this guy out of his plastic prison, and I'll be right back. And we're back, and we got Blue Marvel free from his plastic prison. As you can see, he comes with individually just 4 accessories. These power effects that can go on his fist. They're dark blue, almost purple. And he comes with alternate hands. So gripping hands, he has fists on him in his body. But he also has this controller left leg. So I don't want to count this as an accessory for himself, but it is another item in the package. We're not even going to look at that because I don't care. But we're going to look at these fists, these things that go on his fist. And Hasbro could have very, very easily used the same piece of plastic, but they didn't. These are 2 separate molds. Now, I don't know if these are reused from anything, but they are very different sets of molds of plastic. I'm going to stick his hands in. I don't know if it matters which hand each goes in, but you can see him there with on his fist. I don't know anything about Blue Marvel, so I don't know what he does with this. He might punch super hard. He might use these to fly. I don't know if they're projectiles. I know nothing about this guy. I didn't even know this guy existed until like when this figure was announced. But that's just me. You might love this guy, and I'm going to try to treat him with the utmost respect. Again, he also has these gripping hands. I'm going to pop off one hand. It's super easy to do. Usually Marvel Legends are pretty easy to do, especially if they're supposed to do it. It's supposed to come off. Looks like the gripping hand is smaller, way smaller than the fist, which is weird. You would think the fist would be smaller since it's clenched. I don't know. Either way, let's go over this guy's details. As I was pointing out in the plastic, he has a much angrier face than the box leads you to believe. But he looks good. He's got this brown hair. It's not as brown as his skin, but it's not black. I want to say it's brown. Maybe I'm colorblind. But And this is another figure I wanted for a possible head swap. We'll see how that works out at a later time. But he also has this vest. I was looking at images of the character for the thumbnail of this video, and there were some figures he had a cape. There were some figures where he didn't have a cape, but he didn't have this vest. So there are different versions or different drawings of this guy, which you would think. I don't remember how long he's been around, but however long he's been around, he's got different costumes, which is cool. It almost looks like a denim color, if that makes sense. It's got texture throughout it, making it look like a real jacket as opposed to a costume. Excuse me. It is slightly different color than the bluish grays throughout his attire. And then there's a darker blue here, almost black, has M's on it. I guess for Marvel, who makes this character. There's what it looks like underneath the jacket. It's all uniform, so this is like one solid piece. There is some wrinkle there or muscle you can see, but that's more like his clothes are so tight you can see his muscles. I mean, they try to give some wrinkle here, which is good. Let's go down to the boots. The boots are really nice. You can see the strings, the shoe strings, and there are darker boots. I guess they try to use that to get away with giving you any wash. But I think he looks good. There's also the belt, and the belt is a floating piece. In the package, it was off to the side like that. And you might have noticed that I've been playing with it throughout this video to just try to get it where it should be and where I want it to be. My camera does not want to focus today, guys. It happens. It happens. Sometimes we don't want to focus. Let's go over this guy's articulation, man. He's got his head. It's obviously going to rotate 360, you would think. But his vest is stopping it from doing that. So let's take this vest off, which should be relatively easy to get off. He should be able to rotate 360, but with it on, he cannot. There is the head in the starting position. He can look up that much. He can look down that much. He can tuck his chin for a tombstone pile driver pretty well. Arms going to go out this far, so a really good T. And they're going to rotate 360 at that shoulder. He's got a bicep swivel here as well. Rotates 360. He's got double jointed elbows. Bear with me while I try to situate him. Bada bang. And he's also going to rotate at the wrist, and he has a horizontal hinge on that right hand, that left hand, and also horizontal on his right hand. I said it wrong the first time. Then I made myself wrong. So horizontal hinges on all four hands. Let's look at his ab articulation. He's got that. There's no crunching sound, which is cool. I like the crunching sound, but it doesn't have to be there. He rotates just underneath that belt. The belt does a really good job of staying in place on that axis, but like I said, it likes to rotate, but it hides that line really well. His legs only go out that far, which is not far at all. Legs go down that much. Whoa, they go up really high. Back, not much at all, but he also has double jointed knees, and I skipped over his thigh cut, but let's just see what that double jointed knee does. If you push it to the limit, he can kick himself in the butt. And I say if you push it to the limit is because there is a little sculpting there that prevents it from really doing it. But let's go back to that thigh cut. He swivels at the thigh. And then let's go down to this boot cut. He has a boot cut. Some people don't like boot cuts. I like boot cuts. It looks like, the boot can come off. You can put a different pair of boots on there, do whatever you want there. And then he's got this forward-facing pin for rocker, and it's going to rotate as well. So I'll say this guy is a little narrow on the hips. He's really narrow at the hips. And I say that not only as a guy with wider hips myself, but this just looks really narrow. I mean, his shoulders, I don't know. He's not like a super thick guy. His shoulders aren't even that broad, but his legs just look really weird to me. He has relatively small feet. Let's get his height. Let's get some height. And it's looking like he's 6.5 to me. 6.25 maybe. And let's bring in some of the members of the review crew. Actually, we're going to bring in obviously all of the members of the review crew, but we're only going to bring them out 2 at a time. So first we're going to compare him. He is the Blue Marvel. Let's compare him to the Red Ranger. He's taller than. And then, at the risk of sounding ignorant, I don't think yellow is a primary color. I think green is the other primary color. But, hey, these are things you learn in grade school, primary school, and you forget by the time you're 35 like I am. So there's him next to Lando. He is taller than both of them. Let's bring in some folks who he may not be taller than. And that's going to be, hoorah, 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 Titus O'Neil, who he is not taller than. And Roadblock, who he is slightly shorter than. Next up, we're going to bring in Lucio. Lucio has an accent over the U in his name, so I don't know how that's pronounced. I would think it's still Lucio, but then why the accent? I only speak English, folks. Next to him is also going to be our Golden Jaguar, Eric Killmonger, whatever you want to call the guy. When he was Black Panther, he stole the throne. He's taller than both of these guys. And for our last male comparisons, we've got Winston Zedmore, who he is obviously taller than, and John Jones, who he is, I don't want to say obviously, but he is taller than. Excuse me. We're bringing in all these chocolate shades, and they're all different complexions. I love it. Not just on Black History Month, but every day. I just love the different shades of brown and black, because that's what we are, man. Not every person is the same complexion. Even with the white figures, they're different shades, and the Asian figures, they're different shades. So I just like that representation. They could just be the one brown that's in the crayon box, or at least was in the crayon box back in the day. There's probably different shades now. But why is Jaina there? I just realized Jaina does not belong there. Jaina is not a part of the review crew, but if you haven't already seen her review, it is out there. It is posted. Or at the very least, it will be posted by the time you see this video. There is the proper review crew representation. I'm sorry about that. You caught me slipping. So again, she's next to a green. He's next to a green figure and a yellow figure. So he is taller than actually Andra. I mean, her hair gives her some height, but it looks like, yeah, he's taller than her, and he's taller than Vixen. So that's cool. Let's get these ladies out of here. All right, folks. Again, it's Black History Month. But not just on Black History Month. I am bringing you reviews every Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, other days of the week, or maybe even the same days of the week. You might get something special. You might get a treat in between. I don't know. But what I do know is the consistency of Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Mondays, you're going to get a male review figure. And on Wednesdays, you're going to get a female review figure. And on Thursdays, you're going to get a retro review figure. But Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here on Melodramatic Plastic, you will get a review. That's what I do. Without fail. Again, this month of February, Black History Month, I have been on CPT. Forgive me. Forgive me. I'm asking you for forgiveness because I'm giving myself forgiveness. And you should forgive yourself for your mistakes as well. Action figures speak louder than plastic. That's not the proper outro. It's action figures speak louder than words.